All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to all you Wakim out there who pushing this word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as to all you believers out there who believe in on the gospel. And it's the brother Kwara Abad from the GMS Houston camp. I want to go into this should be a quick hit. Hey, Shalom, Mark. Yabashim El Shabrakatah. I intend on this to be a quick hit. Just want to touch on this article. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and share my screen, pull it up. But I seen this article, just got to the crib from the job. Hey, as we do as watchmen, if we not reading, doing lessons, we checking the news. Seeing what's going on in the earth. And I hit that natural news. I think it was blacklisted news. Let's see, let's blow it up. I think it was blacklisted news. Nope, natural news. And we'll get into this article right here because this is what gave me the inspiration. Of course, through the spirit, but the inspiration to want to do this lesson because it's according to prophecy, man. Now you see from this natural news article, which was put out today. It was put out today. It says, so it hot off the presses. It says that the international monetary system will collapse, warns James Rickards. It's not a matter of when, Salaki. It's not a matter of if, but when. You see? Let's read that again. It says the international monetary system will collapse, warns James Rickards. It says it's not a matter of if, but when. So it ain't no doubt no more that this economy is going down. Everybody know it, man. It's clear. And it, like they said, it's not a matter of if it's gonna happen. No, we ain't talking about ifs no more. We talking about when, man. We talking about when. And another thing, as this article gonna say, once we get into it, we see a lot of these countries going over to a CBDC, right? Digital currency. You see BRICS coming together, under the leadership of Russia, China, so on and so forth. They stepping away from the dollar. And that's what this article go touch on. Everybody is stepping away from that dollar. Nobody want to have nothing else to do with Babylon the Great, man. Because now I'm seeing, as it says Jeremiah, right? Now they mad. Now they mad for drinking that wine of Babylon. They bugged out too. And they see how it have brought their society down for following the ways of the West. How they've been in traps as far as covenants or treaties because they got into that US dollar or trade with America. So now everybody trying to release themselves from the hand of Babylon the Great. And that's why we see nations joining under Russia, right? China, certain other countries separating themselves from deals with America, separating themselves from the dollar. Well, this very thing that all these nations going digital, because they really trying to race to see who gonna be the leading country of this digital system. Matter of fact, I got a quick precept. Let's get Psalms 2. That's all it is, the heathen raging. That's it. Let's see, this Psalms 2. I'm gonna read the KJV first. It says, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? Let's read the NLT. It says, why are the nations so angry? Right? They bugged out. It says, why are the nations so angry? Why do they waste their time with futile plans? And that's all we seeing right now. They trying to see who gonna be the leader of this NWO, right? Because they see America been ruling this current age, and now they see everything going digital. And now that America ain't the only true superpower in the earth, that other nations not only got a financial system going that's surpassed America's, but also their military. So these other countries are getting proud as well. So they want to race to see who gonna take America out the spot of the number one, you see, the ruler of the world, in other words, man. And this going to be, as the title says, this is going to be one of the things that's going to drive World War III. You see, digital currencies and great political turmoil. Because a lot of this political turmoil is going to happen because of the digital currency, because of treaties being broken. We can't forget that America's allies, right, are considering working with or dealing with Russia because they see how it's backfired on them, right? Germany complaining, so on and so forth. But we in those times that these events that we look at on a daily will lead to missiles being shot off. And let me go ahead and get into this article. Like I said, I wanted to be a quick hit. So it says, and again, it's naturalnews.com, and it's was put out today. And again, the title says, the international monetary system will collapse, warns James Rickards. It's not a matter of if, but when. And that's what we're waiting on. When. And that's why it's important to follow prophecy, so you could be aware, or privy of the time when they're ready to roll these things out and not get caught off guard. But let's get into it. So it says financial expert James G. Rickards. Let me blow it up. It says financial expert James G. Rickards is sounding the alarm about the impending collapse of the international monetary system. A lawyer and investment banker with 50 years of experience. So this ain't a man who just popping up and saying something. This is what he do. It says a lawyer and investment banker with 50 years of experience in monetary economics, Rickard says, we're at war. Right? That's what he said. We at war. It says this being the title of a new piece he wrote about the fallen house of cards known as global finance. Known as global finance. It says the existing world order is based on fiat currencies like the United States dollar, and the European euro is on its last legs. And that's clear. That's evident that the dollar about to go. Coins, and you see, Esau can't keep track of that. You got money stashed under your mattress. No more of that. He wants track of everything. So it says very soon, right? Very soon, Rickards warned, all this backed by nothing paper money will go bye-bye, and replacing it will be an entirely new paradigm, but not without a total collapse in between. So we go into a new system, but before that, it gotta be a lot that you see, it gotta be a collapse. All hell gotta break loose. Something gotta happen, an event gotta take place to shake these people up, to put fear into these people, man. And what it's gonna lead to is the NWO, missiles being shut off. Because again, if nations want to separate themselves from America now, when times ain't really that hard, and we're gonna read an article because I got this in 2nd Esdras 15 in the GNT. It says everything pretty much this article saying on why they're gonna go to war. But and again, like I was just saying, nothing happening now. But people want to separate themselves from America. Like it says, what that is, Habakkuk, I believe, or Nahum. How Babylon, well, it's talking about Nineveh back then, but we can spiritually apply it and liken it unto America today. How she's exposed. Let me see. I think it's Nahum. Let me see. Nahum 3. I'll get it real quick. But that's what everybody's saying. So look, once we get even that much more closer to Jacob's trouble, right? Certain countries, they go live with their CBDC. Certain countries don't. If America not the big ball player, they're gonna cause some type of confusion, strife. We're gonna probably kill another one of Iran generals. You see, just to spark something up, man. Well, that's why they going to war. Let's read this real quick. How nobody, and again, this is talking about ancient Nineveh, but we can liken these things, man. America come in the same spirit. There's Nahum 3 and 4. It says, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, right? It says the mistress of witchcrafts that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcrafts. And that's how these nations got caught up, through America's sorcery, man. We ain't got to talk about the ones who over here in Babylon are great, but these nations fell for it as well. Buying and trading and making money. Yeah, the money was good. Now look at your people in your country. So just because a lot of nations like Putin, I think it was Putin or China, one of them, but they said, I think it was either or, brothers could probably look it up, but it was Russia or China. They were saying how they banning like sissy boy TV shows from off all the airways because they don't want them to be weak like the West. And then Russia was calling out America about the, PED file activity that go on here and the oppression of the people. So America could put what they want to up on, the TV like this, a safe haven, but these nations now don't see you, man. They calling you out. Let's read on. Verse 5 says, "Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face." Now, when several women pull her skirt up, who that was? Marilyn Monroe, the famous picture. When she's standing on the street and, the air blowing up and she trying to hold her dress down. You see? Well, right here, the Lord said, "I will discover thy skirts upon thy face." Pull it all up. Show everything. And that's what the Lord doing to Babylon the Great, to the so-called white man in the whole, but mainly over here in America. He's showing everything that this place is about. It says, "And the kingdoms thy shame." So these other countries are seeing it as well. And that's why they want to separate themselves. And they're going to do something. They're going to do something, whether it's Biden, whether it's Trump, whether whoever it is, they're going to do something to have even their allies to turn against them. We're going to read that in Obadiah. But again, that goes into that great political turmoil that's going to lead to World War III. But let's finish this. It says, verse 6. So after the Most High started exposing them, it says, "And I will cast abominable filth upon thee and make thee vile, and I will set thee as a gazing stock." You see? So all eyes on America for the wrong, I wouldn't even say eyes, I say all targets on America, right? Well, the scriptures say that in 2nd Ezra 15 and 16, how the Lord going to send out flying swords, which that's the missiles, and it says, "And they shall go steadfastly unto Babylon." So it is targets on America, man. Now let's go back to this. Let's finish this article up, and we can move on. Where we at? Let's read this again. So it says, "The existing world order," right? This current system we're in. Hey, and I mind you, consider that, because it says the existing world order, right? So this current form of government and system that's set up now. Well, when we go to 2nd Ezra 15, part of it is saying how, and again, come on, man, we got to be living these times. The existing government, because right, man, I want to read it. Let's just read it. Nope, I'm gonna wait till we finish the article because it goes into how they go be ignoring the legitimate government, a government that's already set in place. So what's written, what Ezra wrote down, this newly wrote article today is saying what Ezra's already said, man. These nations want to go to war because they're gonna forget about the government, right? Or the treaties they got that's set in place, the constitution that's set in place to see who go overpower another for the new one. And what's the new one? Now I'm seeing we're at the end of the world, the digital one, man. The digital one. Matter of fact, man, the brother Zainallah, we did on one of the live shows. And if I find a vid, but Joe Biden, he was saying how we see the world going digital, and he said, and America got to be the leaders of it. I wish I had that video on deck, but he said, if a brother, let me see, hold on, let's see. I forget. I'm kind of just paraphrasing, but let's see what we can find. Let's see. Might have struck gold.
President Biden talks of a new world order. If he's serious, he will need.
Just get
said, quote, "There's war."
I just let him play it. Hold on. Read it. But you see it right here. That's what he said. Biden says, and this was a year ago, Biden says that the U.S. must lead the NWO. Well, that's right here. These nations go forget about everything that's set in place to see who's going to lead this new world, man. Biden probably read 2nd Ezra. Let's play it, though. Let me make sure you can hear it. Let's see. Okay, we good. Let's play it. And we'll go back to the article.
President Biden talks of a new world order. If he's serious, he will need a strong dollar. Hello, I'm Steve Forbes, and this is What's Ahead, where you get the insights you need to better navigate these turbulent times. In off-the-cuff remarks at a meeting of the Business Roundtable this week, President Biden said, quote, "There's going to be a new world order out there. We've got to lead it. We've got to unite the rest of the free world in doing it," end quote. He said that the institutions that predominate today grew out of the two world wars of the last century. If the president is serious here about the U.S. leadership,
Nah, he ain't talking about nothing. I want to get Biden sitting there. Hold on. Let's see. I think I found it. Bear with me. President Biden. Bear with me. But again, this is backing up the point as we going into. Here it is.
An expression, out of everything terrible, something good will come if you look hard enough for it. I think this presents us with some significant opportunities to make some real changes. You know, we are at an inflection point, I believe, in the world economy, not just the world economy, in the world. It occurs every 3 or 4 generations. As one of the top military people said to me in a secure meeting the other day, 60 million people died between 1900 and 1946. And since then, we established a liberal world order that hadn't happened in a long while. A lot of people dying, but nowhere near the chaos. And now is the time when things are shifting. There's going to be a new world order out there, and we've got to lead it. And we've got to unite the rest of the free world in doing it. So anyway,
You see that? Let's play it one more time so we, try to look for it all this time.
Now's the time when things are shifting. There's going to be a new world order out there, and we've got to lead it. And we've got to unite the rest of the free world and do it.
He said America gotta lead it. The whole still want to lead, man. So let's go back to this. We're gonna hit that second address because it's gonna, man, I'm gonna just read this first. It says the existing world order, right, which is based on fiat currencies like the United States dollar and the European euro, is on its last leg. It says very soon, Rickards warns, all this backed by nothing paper money will go bye-bye, and replacing it with an entirely new paradigm, but not without a total collapse. It says, you see, in order to make way for the new world order, the old world order has to be demolished. Much like what happened with the Twin Towers, the rubble that remains after the collapse will birth a new system, like a phoenix rising out of the ashes. It says in this article, Rickards explained how monetary system change every 30 to 40 years. That sounds like Biden. He said, I think, go a financial change or something like that. Just now in that video we played, every 3 or 4 generations. You see it, but it says, Rickards explained how monetary system change every 30 to 40 years, with the previous iteration being based on a classical gold standard. And for the past half century, money has been backed by nothing. And what comes next? It says, well, the world will have to wait to see. And we know what's coming next. That's the beauty. And man, hey, and the Wadi Bashim Hawashai, for truth. That's the beauty and understanding all this. We know what's next. Everybody going digital for the point of bringing out that Revelation 13 and 16, that charagma. That's where it's heading. It says today, the existing monetary system is over 50 years old. So look, they said every 30 to 40 years, they change system. That's showing we on borrowed, well, not we, but he's on borrowed time. It says, so the world is long overdue for a new monetary system, says Rickards. And that's what Revelation 12 says. He got a short time. But it says the precedented sanctions that the U.S. and its allies impose on Russia following its invasion of Ukraine have only accelerated the move toward a new monetary system. And check this out. It says World War III will usher in the new world. It says the principal weapon in this latest war is none other than the U.S. dollar itself, while the U.S. tries to keep itself propped up as the global overlord. Right, it's all fake. The rest, and look, this Nahum, the rest of the world is realizing that it will forever be under the thumb of the US as long as it depends on the dollar. So now they seeing this. Now they trying to figure out how they can get under America's grip. You know, it says with this realization comes increased demand for a new dependency that has nothing to do with the dollar. And look, you know, America gonna feel played once all these nations start backing out of everything, even their allies. And that's gonna cause Esau to do something stupid, man. Probably kill another general, but this time in Russia. But Russia might not play with you like Iran did and just tell you they ain't gonna forget it. You know? But it says, with this realization comes increased demand for new dependency that has nothing to do with the dollar. And we are seeing BRICS, which is you got Brazil, Russia, Iran, China, and South Africa. And you have way more nations being gathered to them. Saudi Arabia talking about it, which that's going to hurt America because America dollar is tied to Saudi Arabia through their gas or through their oil. But it says we are seeing the BRICS nations push for a gold-backed currency while the West is pushing centralized CBDCs controlled by the private banking cartel. Let's see. Let me jump down. It says the current sanctions the U.S. is imposing on Russia are easily extended to other nations. This means that the only way for other countries to escape possibly landing in the crosshairs of the U.S. sanction is to ditch the dollar. It says, and currency wars are one of the most important dynamics in the global financial systems today. Over the past 100 years, and I'm about to get that 2nd Esdras 15 because it's pretty much the end of it. But it says, over the past 100 years, there have been 3 currency wars. There have been 3 currency wars. The Bible say it's 3 woes. And all of them, as it said right here, over the past 100 years, has something to do. Let's read it. Over the past 100 years, there have been 3 currency wars. Something to do with money, man. Currency. The first during World War I, the first war is passed. The second during World War II, the second war is passed. And now the third doing what is rapidly shaping up to be World War III, and the third war cometh quickly, man. Come on. We literally watching this play out. Play out. Come on, man. That's pretty much the end of it. Let's get this real quick. The 2nd Esdras 15. Now this is the GNT version. The 2nd Esdras 15. I'm gonna start at 14 to put the point in 15. It says the world and the people in it are doomed. The war that will bring their destruction is very near. That's the third one he talking about. It's shaping up. Look, he said rapidly shaping up. It's very near. It says the world and the people in it are doomed. The war that will bring their destruction is very near. Nations will arm themselves and fight against other nations. Are we not seeing that? Right? You see, again, they mentioned BRICS. They arming themselves, coming together, whether monetarily or militarily. Joel 3 said they no longer focusing on agriculture, certain countries, but they putting their money into building missiles, getting artillery, man, to go to war. But what else? Let's start at 14 again. It says the world and the people in it are doomed. The war that will bring their destruction is very near, and nations will arm themselves and fight against other nations. And this is the reason they're going to go to war. And there will be great political turmoil, with one group trying to overpower another and gain control. It's not we reading this. Well, not just reading, but it's not we seeing this in the earth. All these countries are fighting for who gonna be the leader of the digital world. We just got Joe Biden himself, and you think he the only one thinking this? And look, he already old. His mind don't work. I'm sure, like other leaders of the world. You think he the only one with the mindset, which he probably, he been told, reading out off a teleprompter, but you think he the only one leader of so-called leader in the world that got the belief and hope that we know it's going digital, but my country got to lead it. No, he ain't the only one. So this is going to be part of the reason why World War III going to kick off. Because of this digital currency and whatever other political, let's look up that word political, see what it say. Political, it says relating to the government or public affairs of a country, relating to the ideas of strategies of a particular party. Certain parties, NATO, EU, BRICS, that's certain parties or groups in politics. So let's go back to it. Let's see what turmoil is. So within these governments, whether allies or enemies, it says it's going to be a state of great disturbance, confusion, uncertainty. Come on, man. So because of that, World War III going to be closer than what we even think, man. Let's read it again. 2nd Edge 15 or 14. And we're going to move on. The world and the people in it are doomed. The war that will bring destruction is very near. Nations will arm themselves and fight against other nations. Why? And there will be great political turmoil. Governments beefing, right? Members of certain groups beefing. Just like Britain, there's going to be another BRICS somewhere. Another country going to exit their group they in and go join the other one. It's going to be a lot of stuff going on, man. It says there will be great political turmoil with what? With one group, one country trying to overpower another and gain control. We just heard Biden say that. It says, wow. So look, while they trying to gain control by this new way, it says, wow, ignoring the legitimate government, what's already been set in place, what's been working for them all these years, right? What they got with the missiles, mutual assured destruction. Look, eventually that's going to be overlooked and moved to the side, and they're going to let missiles fly, man. So let's look up, going to some words. Legitimate. Right? To the law, to the rules. Again, what's already set in place as we know it. What's affirmed, justified, respectable. And I'm just kind of reading them all over the page. But the current government and treaties they got that's set in place, and covenants and deals, trade deals, they gonna throw all that to the side, however it happened, right? Because they're gonna try to overpower another for this new world. And again, Joe Biden is not I know he ain't the only one thinking this. It says there will be great political turmoil with one group trying to overpower another and gain control while ignoring the legitimate government. And because look, government's gonna be beefing, everybody go come down hard on the people. And we know they've been talking about 15-minute cities because look what's next. Verse 17, and there will be no longer free access to the cities. This is when the MOTB, you can't get up in here. I got this article I want to go into for the Thursday Live on what they doing in Russia. You got a face scan for everything just to get gas. Get out your car and face scan first, man. Don't scan the car no more. It's face scan. You see? So it says there will be no longer free access to the cities. And because check it out. And because the struggle for power will bring destruction. Because they trying to race to see who will be the leader of this new world. Right? One will be jealous because another one got their CBDC launched before them. And this one gonna be hating on that one. America go use I'm just speaking, a drone to kill another leader of the country. All kind of stuff gonna be taking place, man. Hey, the Lord said he gathered them over there in the Middle East. Telling what's gonna be going on over there. But because all that's gonna happen, it says because the struggle for what? For power will bring destruction, terror, and total confusion everywhere people live. Driven by famine and terrible suffering, people will assault their neighbors and mercilessly plunder their possessions, man. You see? But let's move on though, because that's the time we coming in. You know, these again, they gonna who knows how it's gonna happen, man. That's why it's exciting just to watch how the Lord have all this play out though. Just to see, you know, how, because we know what's written. Like the scripture says, we know in part, we prophesy in part. Hold on, let me get my charger. But the scripture says we know in part, we prophesy in part. So we just waiting on that in part we don't know about to see how it's gonna come to pass, man. Let's get this real quick. This is and the Lord going into Esau. Shit, let's just start up. And I want it down. I don't know why, although I was going into World War III, you see, going into World War III, but again, that's going to be the climax or the ending of it when all these nations shoot the missiles on Esau Edom, man. That's what it's going to lead to. So as we read that, because in this article it says what? People separating themselves from America. I'm going to get this real quick. This Obadiah chapter 1 and verse, we're going to start at 1. We're going to read it a little quick. This in the NLT. It says, this is the vision that the sovereign Lord revealed to Obadiah concerning the land of Edom. This a vision. Obadiah wasn't just saying this got to happen. It's a vision. It says, we have heard a message from the Lord that an ambassador was sent to the nations to say, get ready, everyone. Let's assemble our armies and attack Edom. Come on. This is the vision. That's what we read in this article, man. That's what World War III gonna lead to. These nations fighting again. That's to show you these nations go come together, because when they fight, America will have to do some stupid. Because they gonna gather together and come against Babylon the Great. Let's read it. It says, so like I'm getting excited. It says, get ready, everyone. Let's assemble our armies and attack Edom. It says, the Lord says to Edom, I will cut you down to size among the nations. You will be greatly despised. What we just read in that Nahum. The nations finally seeing this place for what it's for and don't want to have nothing to do with it. Seeing the so-called white man for who he for. Won't have nothing to do with him. It says you have been deceived by your own pride because you live in a rock fortress. And Babylon the Great is just that, a rock fortress, concrete jungle, as they say, and make your home high in the mountains. Who can ever reach us way up here, you ask boastfully. But even if you soar as high as eagles and build your nest among the stars, I will bring you crashing down, said the Lord. There it is. It says, if thieves came at night and robbed you, what a disaster awaits you. They would not take everything. Those who harvest grapes, and it's the NLT, those who harvest grapes always leave a few for the poor, but your enemies will wipe you out completely. Every nook and cranny of Edom will be searched out and looted, and every treasure will be found and taken. And this is the point I wanted. I just want to get who it's talking to. It says, and all your allies, not some of them. It says, and all your allies will turn against you. The question is, why? What America gonna do? What America gonna do? Because look, America, man, think about that. If you use the power to dominate and to, hey, look at Deontay Wilder. Let's use him for example. Let's use him. He was just knocking niggas out. Although I fuck with Deontay Wilder, but he was knocking niggas out. People were scared of him, just like Babylon the Great. People scared of him. But then once he got hit, he got humbled a little bit. Right? He didn't know what it felt like. He made an excuse one time and let's rematch. He just couldn't take it. America ain't gonna be able to take getting out that seat of power, saying you second, especially, come on, man. We know Esau. He was crying when he lost the birthright. Cain felt plagued because his sacrifice wasn't accepted. As somebody's stuff was better than theirs. And see, that's examples right there to show you the characteristics of Esau. Once somebody got something better than him, he kill him. He lose his mind. He wanted to kill Cain because Cain, the Most High, like what Cain had better. No, he ain't wanted to kill. He murdered Cain, not kill. Kill could be justified. He murdered Abel. So like Cain murdered Abel, man. Why? Because Abel's sacrifice was better and accepted. He ain't like that. So today, if somebody have a start their CBDC first, launch their shit first, Esau might do something. He might feel played. You know, if one of his top allies, you know, do a deal with China, that China say, look, you know, cut off America and we'll help you on your digital infrastructure. We got you. America might feel played. And we know the ways of him. Once he do that, all he see is red, man. And you go to Esau. Once Jacob was accepted, he wanted them to murder him. How much more when he about to lose his power? That's why let's get this. Let's get this. Now we understand this right here. This Revelation 12:12. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. And woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. Man, that's to show you how hard he about to come. It says to the earth and the sea. Why though? Why is woe to the world? It says for the devil, and this ain't a red man on the ground. It's his physical. Well, he ain't even in the ground for one, but this is physical counterpart on earth, Esau, Edom. It says for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath. Why? It says because he knoweth that he have but a short time. Esau about to come down on the earth because he see it slipping out his hands. The time's short. All right, these other nations moving past them. It says Obadiah 1:7. All your NLT. It says all your allies will turn against you. They will help to chase you from your land. They will promise you peace. They will promise you peace while plotting to deceive and destroy you. So while America on the phone with, you know, Germany right now, they Germany got it on mute, on mute, talking to, you see, yeah, talking to China, right? So on and so forth. American allies, as they speaking to America out of one side of their mouth, backdoor. And look, nobody got to tell us it's going on. We don't have to see it on the news that it's going on. The scripture said. Nobody had to tell Elisha in 2 Kings, the 6th chapter. Nobody had to tell Elisha the war plans of the king of Syria. Because remember, the king of Syria put out a hit on Elisha. I mean, not Elisha. He didn't put out a hit just specifically on Elisha. He wanted to go to war with the nation of Israel. Now, every trap that he had set, the king of Syria, every trap he had set for the Israelites, because he knew we passed through there, we never passed through. So he asked his army, he said, which one of y'all for the king of Israel telling them my plans? And they said, none of us. They said, but the man of God, Elisha, he the one that's telling the king of Israel your plans of what you talking about in your bed chamber. The point is that how Elisha knew what this man was talking about in his bed chamber. The Lord was revealing it to him. It came to him in the spirit. So right here, America, yeah, they might, you know, think, you know, they got a backing, right? You know, the allies, you know, the EU will help them out. But at the same time, it says they will promise you peace while plotting to deceive and to destroy you. Your trusted friends will set traps for you and you won't even know about it. That is. So they look, Russia go, Putin might tell one country, look, do this, you know, tell America. And they said, all right. And they called Biden and hey, look, you know, you see, but the point is they working on these things, man. Let's read this. This Revelation 17 and I'm gonna end it. This Revelation 17 in the GNT. It says, I'm gonna start at 15. It says, the angel said to me, the waters you saw on which the prostitute sits, America, right? It's the prostitute, Babylon the Great. It says, but the water says are nations, peoples, races, and languages. And like we've been reading, it said it even in the article, people tired of America having a thumb on them, man. But it says in the 10 horns, verse 16, the 10 horns, which is the EU, America's allies, the 10 horns you saw, and the beast right? NATO and the beast, man, it says will hate the prostitute. So what is America gonna do to make these nations just fully just say F them? It says, let's read that again. Revelation 17:16, GNT. The 10 horns you saw and the beast will hate the prostitute. They will take everything she has and leave her naked. They will eat her flesh and destroy her with fire. How? Missiles. Missiles. And it's the time we at. Verse 17, for the Most High has placed it in their hearts the will to carry out his purpose by acting together and giving to the beast their power to rule until God's words came true. We at that time. The Most High put it in these nations' spirit, to go along with Babylon, be afraid of them, just to, get help, aid, right? Sending money, getting money, all for the purpose of now that we at the end, he gonna, like I said about Russia, turn them back and all turn against America, man. And we seeing it playing out. And again, as we, in this article, which is the point of the lesson, one thing that's going to lead to World War III, I might change the title, but one thing that's going to lead to World War III are them digital currencies, man. You see? Digital currencies. But ultimately, the NWO, but these countries are trying to see who's going to be the leader of that new world order, man. That's what time we in. And we got it when Biden said, man, that's crazy. He said, let's play it. I ain't gonna play it again. But he was like, yeah, a new world order coming, and we gotta be the leaders of it. And then he said, and we gotta go and get the other free world. But that's the thing. Everybody else is plotting against you, man. You see? But I'm gonna end it with that. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Chakwadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to all you Yakim out there who are pushing his word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as all you believers out there who believe in the gospel. You keep fighting, keep pushing, and we almost out of here. And just, I ain't an elder, I'm just a young brother, pushing in the faith, Hey, but the water for tuning in, keep fighting, keep pushing. We're almost out of here. And with that, shalom.